My alocasia don't want none unless you've got buns, hun. What's up, everybody? Hi, how you doing? My name is Natalia, and on my channel we usually talk about plant stuff, but you never know. For today's video, I wanted to go over some tips and tricks on how to care for alocasias. I would like to think that I have mastered the art of alocasias, okay? It's not an easy thing to achieve in life, but I'm there, or at least I like to think that I'm there. So, being there makes me want to help other people who are struggling with alocasias, like I once was, but I really wasn't low-key, but I really was. So that's what we're gonna be doing. A lot of people say, everybody says that alocasias are hard plants to take care of. And my dumbass decided to go and start my collection when I was first into plants with what, you guessed it, alocasias. Not knowing at the time that they were considered hard plants. I just saw them and I was like, ah, so pretty, I want them. Got them, regretted that. Not really. We'll talk about that in a second. Do you want to talk about it now? We can talk about it now. We'll see. Maybe I'll give you a little story time at the end of this video. So if you don't want to watch that, you'll be able to just click out. I'm going to start off this video by talking about the basic needs for alocasias and basic care tips, being water, temperature. Sorry about my nail, by the way, this is so embarrassing. Water, temperature, humidity, all of the good stuff. And then for the second part of this video, I will be going through my own experience, like tips and tricks that I learned myself through the experience that I have went through that will for sure help you with your experience and your journey actually with alocasias. And then at the end of the video, I will show you my alocasia collection. I'm going to be showing you them as we go through the video as examples if I'm talking about specific things. But at the end of this video, I'll make a section of just purely going through my alocasia collection, which isn't that huge, but it's beautiful and they're thriving. So that's why you gotta watch this video. That's why you gotta hit the like button. That's why you gotta hit the subscribe button. And one last thing before I hop into this video is I have found that alocasias require the same care. So this is gonna be like for all alocasias, but some may differ slightly, and I will make that clear throughout this video. So without further ado, let's hop right in. I'm going to start talking first about watering. Alocasias like to stay on the moisture side of things. Let me just clear one thing up. This video is purely my experience with them. Alocasias, everybody has his own experience and it differs from plant parent to plant parent. This is mine and this is what I have found works best for me. Just a little disclaimer. Alright, so when it comes to watering, I like to keep my alocasias moist. I do not let them dry out completely between waterings, like ever. Alocasias, there's a very thin line between overwatering and underwatering, and you gotta just find that sweet spot with them and they will thrive. So that's it. If you overwater them, they will be overdramatic. If you underwater them, overdramatic. You just have to find the balance. I personally water my alocasias whenever I'm going to be speaking in moisture meter terms, so we're all on the same page. Whenever they hit a 3 on the moisture meter, not less. A 3, and even sometimes if it's a 4, I will water as well. If it's between the 3 and the 4, I will water. Depends again on the alocasias. Like black velvet, I can water if it's still between a 3 and a 4. My dragon scale, I wouldn't do that. My dragon scale is more sensitive to water. This girl right here likes to dry out slightly more between waterings than the other alocasias. This is my alocasia dragon scale. And this one, I will make sure she hit a 3 before I water her. If I water her and she's still on the moisture meter at a 4, then this happens. I don't know if you guys will be able to see, but the back of the leaves will start to show some water residue. Also, that's how you know with alocasias that you are overwatering them. I don't know if you can see this, but you can see now it's not as bad as it was before, but you can see it right here. When she hits the 3, you have to water her. Before that, she will die. After that, she will die, not die, but like probably drop a leaf or something. So just make sure you hit that sweet spot. Next, I'm gonna be talking about the light requirements for alocasias. Alocasias like very bright, very indirect light, just like every other plant. However, I have them, again, this is my experience and it has worked for me. I have my alocasias sitting right under the window. And the window is a southeast facing window. So they do get a lot of direct sunlight from morning till noon, I would say. Also, I have a window that's right here behind me, and that window is a southwest facing window. And what happens is they also in the afternoon get some direct sunlight from these windows. So they are getting a good amount of direct sunlight. This one is not as harsh, but the morning one, and I live in the UAE, but my window is tinted, so it kind of diffuses the light. But still, they do get some direct sunlight, not too much, not too harsh, not the noon sun, and they love it. None of them have had a problem with it. On the contrary, they love it. And the reason I put them in the first place under the window is because alocasias tend to reach for the sun. I did not want them to do that. I don't want them to just like be bending over all uglily. Like, look at this one right here. This one is dying. It's not because of the sun. But they will start doing that if they can't find light. I just want them to be, you know, pretty, standing up straight, neat. So I put them in a spot where they can see the sky and it's almost right above them, so they won't have to. I will insert a picture somewhere here of where I have my alocasias sitting, how close to the window they are. And the view from the window probably you'll be able to see as well in that insert, so you'll know where I have them and how much sun or light they can actually tolerate. But the more the light, the better for your plants. Next up, humidity. With alocasias, the higher humidity, the better. I would say you'd have a more than thriving alocasia if your humidity is between, I would say, 75 and 85. I have mine sitting in a 60 to 70% humidity area. Sometimes it drops to 50. It's not consistent. They don't mind it. They're doing well. But if you want to see like more than 4 leaves on this girl, you want to bring up the humidity. I have a few alocasias that I propagated from my original black velvet, and they're sitting in this shelf up there. You can't see them. But this shelf's humidity is way less than my alocasia area because there I have a humidifier. It's a small one, but yeah, it's still higher in humidity. This right here, it's probably at a 50% humidity all the time. Like right now, it's 63, that's good. Thank you, UAE! And they don't mind it. They're actually doing great with that kind of humidity, so don't sweat it too much. But if you can give them more, then do that. Now for the soil requirements, alocasias are aroid, so they do enjoy an aroid soil mix. Arid soil, is that even a word? I don't know. But more drainage, less problems, basically. So I would say have them sit in a well-draining, light soil mixture. That's all they need. One thing to mention though is that alocasias like to be root-bound, so do not put them in pots that are way bigger than they are. Like you probably have seen some huge alocasias in like tiny-ass pots. Not that tiny, but you know what I mean. Because they like to be root-bound, they're comfortable being root-bound, and they will grow better when they're root-bound. Like this, for example, is a way, like this pot is very huge for the dragon scale. This is considered a very big pot for an alocasia, for this size alocasia, all right? But I would say, like my black velvet, this is not so bad, especially that it's a mature plant, so this is okay. But you do not want to have them sit in very big pots. Now, fertilizer. I fertilize my aloes every watering. Yep, you heard it right, ladies, every watering. So basically once every around 10 days, I would say, I water them. They like to be heavily fed, so don't worry about over-fertilizing them. Of course, don't fertilize them like more than once a week. That would be too much. But you can fertilize once a week or once every 10 days. Now for pests. So, everybody says that alocasias are spider mite magnets. Fortunately for me, I've never had that issue with them. My alocasias have never had an infestation ever since I got them. No pests, no nothing. Until a few days ago. Cue sad music. My capria. My capria. They got to her. The spider mites got to her. Yeah, I think it was because of my varicosum, because it was infested and they were sitting in near proximity. So that happened, but it's okay. It was still minimal and I caught it early on and fought it and we're good. I think we're back to normal. And I also hear Frydecs are very prone to spider mites. However, my Frydec that I have in my collection is a very small one. It's still a baby. But yeah, just something to think of. Frydecs are apparently spider mite magnets as well. Oh my God, my throat. I've been talking too much. Some pursue happiness, others create it. What are you guys doing? Are you pursuing happiness or are you creating it? Let me know in the comments down below. Because lately I've been trying to pursue it, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been trying to create it and it's been working out great. I mean, you just have to set the intention to get whatever you want. So my quick advice for you is set an intention of what you want, whether it be your mental health, whether it be your spirituality, whether it be material stuff, and trust me, you will get it. Have some faith. Okay, now that we're done with the first part of this video, I'm going to be hopping into the second part, and that is my tips and tricks according to my own experience with alocasias, some stuff that are outside of the whole watering light basic needs umbrella. I'm going to start off with the first and most important one that I have discovered. This may sound superstitious, it's not very scientific, but trust me on this, and that is do not hover over them. Alocasias they thrive on being ignored. Not ignored in the sense of just forget about them, don't water them, don't provide them with their basic needs. No, because they will die. They're very fussy when it comes to that. But they do not enjoy to be watched and hovered over and just, you know, the pressure of just you waiting to see if they're doing anything. You know, you have to leave them to their own pace and they will start giving you. Something I would like to say about alocasias is feed them and leave them. Another thing is alocasias do go dormant, all right? People claim, I can't say that for myself because they haven't gone dormant on me, and I'll tell you why in a second. But people claim that alocasias during the winter time, they go dormant. I'm gonna explain something to you. When alocasias go dormant or any other plant, it's because it's winter. How do they know it's winter? It's because of the light, because of the temperature, because of the humidity. So the plants will assume, oh, it's winter, and then they will just go dormant. They won't assume, but they'll go dormant because they won't be getting their basic needs or the needs that they need to be able to grow, right? So even if it's winter and you are providing your plant with good temperature, you have it sitting in a place with a heater, let's say for example, a humidifier next to it, and a grow light above her, then she will be okay. She won't go dormant on you. Unless you live in a very severe drastic climate, then good luck. Next thing I want to discuss is a lot of people ask which alocasia is the easiest alocasia to take care of and the least fussy alocasia to take care of. In my perspective, it's the cuprea. Or at least from the alocasias that are currently in my collection, I would say it's the cuprea, which is also known as the red secret. Some people say that Frydec is also a very easy alocasia to take care of. I'm not going to be saying that because, as I already mentioned, my alocasia is still a baby, my Frydec is still a baby, and I haven't had enough experience with her in order to be making these kind of claims, but I'll let you know, I guess, when she grows and when I have enough experience with her. But basically, from my experience, cuprea, from what I hear, Frydecs are easy as well. Now, I want to give you some advice because I know you're feeling sad and that's why you're watching this video. My alocasias are dying. Why am I not knowing how to take care of them? What's going wrong? What's up with me? Is it me? Is it them? What the f***'s going on? Let me tell you something. We all been there. Every alocasia plant parent has been there, or at least I like to think they've been there. With me, it wasn't that long of a period. I just got, okay, I'm gonna tell you story time. If you don't want to see, if you don't want to hear story time, then just skip to the part where I show you my alocasias. First alocasia I got is my alocasia black velvet, which is working on a new leaf right now. Isn't she pretty? And I got it. I didn't know what it was at the time. Alocasias weren't trendy yet, and I saw it on the plant shop that I usually get my plants from. And I was like, ah, so pretty, so tropical. I need it. And I got it. It arrived here with like 5 leaves, and slowly they start to die. Like as soon as they reached my home, they started to die. And I was like, holy no, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. And I didn't know at the time that alocasias are so easy to basically revive. Another tip for you guys is alocasias, if you cut the stem from here, if you end up with only the tuber, they will shoot out new growth. So don't worry about it. Anyway, I didn't know that at the time, and then I started watching her die bit by bit, leaf by leaf, crisping, yellowing, dying away. So I freaked the fuck out. And I Googled it, and I started doing all of this research, and it was very exhausting and tiring, and it was my favorite plant, and it was new, and it was like, you can imagine what it felt like. But then I started learning more about it, and the more I learned, the happier it became, basically. How did we get here? How did we get into story time? I don't know. But yeah, that's my story with them. There's a lot of stuff that I can tell you about alocasias. Like my voice is almost gone, and there's still stuff that I can say. Okay, I'm going to tell you one more thing. Alocasias, you can find corms or bulbs in the soil, which are basically just these circular things that you can propagate and have a full plant out of. So don't lose hope with alocasias, because no matter what happens, there's always a window for them to be brought back to life. Enough babbling for now. I'm gonna show you my alocasia collection. Let me get the rest and I'll be back in a second. So I'm gonna start off with the dragon scale. And something you should know is the dragon scale is the trickiest alocasia that you could buy or that you could take care of. You know how all alocasias are fussy? This one is especially fussier. It's nothing too crazy. Once you get the hang of it, you'll be okay. But yeah, and this is her. That's what she looks like. And this leaf over here we're losing, because alocasias do lose leaves every once in a while. A lot of people find that in order for a new leaf to come out, their alocasia drops an older leaf and produces a new one. So they're kind of stuck with a certain amount of leaves. Most times it's 2, never more than 3 leaves. If you have your alocasias living in optimal conditions, they will produce more than 1 leaf, more than 2-3 leaves without dropping other leaves. They will still, however, drop leaves every once in a while, because that's just how they are. That's my dragon scale. Next up is my black velvet. Like, these alocasias are life. Like, look at that leaf. Look how big it is. I don't know. Oh, I'm trying to. It's the size of my hand. It's big and it's velvety, obviously. And she's working on this new leaf over here, which looks like it's gonna be bigger than this one. This is the last leaf that I got. Okay, next alocasia in my collection is my Capria. You have to excuse her, she's looking funky. This is her. Yeah, she had way more leaves, by the way, but she didn't drop them. I cut them off, and I'll tell you why in a second. This thing, I don't know why, but it grows like a weed. Like, this is why I tell you this is the easiest alocasia. I do not give her any attention. She's sitting in a lower humidity than the other ones are. I forget to water her sometimes. Like, I do neglect her, and she's still doing great. This is the newest leaf that she gave me. It's still soft, hasn't completely hardened. But she is pretty and extraterrestrial looking. Look at that leaf! Oh wait, I think that was the last leaf she gave me. I don't know. It's huge, look. Next up, I'm gonna show you my Ferraidec. Oh, this thing, it's a baby, it's adorable. Look at her, look at her. And she's giving me a new leaf over here. Ah, the leaves on this thing, like, I don't know. I think this is gonna be my favorite alocasia. Oh. So these are my alocasias. I do have the same ones, but baby versions. This is a baby version of the dragon scale, which I got for free as a gift. All right, so this is a baby dragon scale. It is putting out a new leaf from a completely different point. So this is it. But this doesn't look like a dragon scale to me, honestly. But I've never seen a baby dragon scale, so I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to wait and see. I have a lot of black velvets. I propagated like 5 or 6 bulbs from my original mother black velvet. So I'm just gonna show you this one. This is a baby. Like I'm telling you, this was potted. I potted this 1 week ago maybe. I don't know. And look at her. Look at her. And she's working on a new leaf. And I have her sitting in leca. Look at the roots coming out from the bottom. Alocasias are a beauty. Yeah, they are. Alright guys, so that was it for today's video. I hope it was informative. I tried to fit everything in one video, but I feel like there's too much information. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments down below. And I hope you liked my alocasia baby collection cuties thingies. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this on your feed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.